Let me tell you the story of the Marshmallow Princess. The Marshmallow Princess was the princess of the Marshmallow Kingdom. Her skin was pink and soft, her body round and cuddly. Her steed was a unicorn who was also pink and round and couldn't run very fast, but they liked to waddle together throughout the marshmallow fields and pick candy flowers and nibble on them in the evenings as the sun went down and stained the landscape shades of gold. The Marshmallow Princess was a happy princess, but from time to time she had moments of melancholy where she wished for another princess to complete her life, one who she could marry and live happily ever after with. To go climbing mountains together, to tell funny stories by the firelight, and to cuddle for hours on end every morning. The Marshmallow Princess wished for this more than anything else. So one day, the Marshmallow Princess made her way to the swamp where her unicorn steed helped her wade across pools of fetid water until she reached the shack of the Peppermint Witch. Her nose tingled as she knocked on the door, smelling spearmint, peppermint, chocolate mint, strawberry mint, apple mint. There was such a fantastic scent on the air. And the Peppermint Witch opens the door and looked the Marshmallow Princess up and down and said, "I knew you would come." And the Marshmallow Princess said, "How's that?" And the Peppermint Witch said, "Well, I was looking into my crystal ball and I saw a rain of marshmallows come down from the clouds, and I thought about what that could mean, and I was thinking it had to be you." "Your Highness," she said, coughing, "please excuse my lack of formality, etiquette, what do you call it?" She got very verklempt, very stressed out. And the Marshmallow Princess said, "Please, please, you can call me Masha if you want, or whatever you like. I don't need any special treatment." And the Peppermint Witch said, "Well, then call me Peppa. Come in. I've made some peppermint tea." And the Marshmallow Princess said, "My favorite." They sat down and the Peppermint Witch pottered about, and the Marshmallow Princess looked the little room up and down. There was a bed in one corner, all sorts of herbs and interesting pickled vegetables and strange creatures in cages all around the room. In another corner there was a cauldron bubbling away. Perhaps that was the source of this incredible peppermint smell. And yes, the crystal ball was swirling with clouds of mist inside. Every so often, as the Marshmallow Princess looked, she saw a little snatch of color and images halfway out of her conscious ability to perceive or understand, but hinting at meaning and depth in this swirling cloud. She felt the peppermint witch's hand on her shoulder, squeezing, and the urgent sound of her voice, "Look away, Marsha, please. The crystal ball is not for the uninitiated." With a shock, the Marshmallow Princess tore her eyes away, and with a sense of coming back down to earth or waking up from a dream, she remembered where she was. The peppermint witch looked her in the eyes and said, "Ah, yes, you're a dreamer just like me. It's so easy for you to get lost in dreams, is it not? That's why, if you ever wanted to, you could be great at what I do, but you need to learn how to balance out that part of your personality. Get your feet on the ground. That's why I cook so much. That's why I have all of these pickles in the jars over here." And Marshmallow Princess said, "Oh, I thought they were witch ingredients." And Peppermint Witch said, Nah. I make healthy pickles. I eat them. I give them to my friends. It's just something to do to keep me focused on the physical world, Stop me having my head in the clouds so much. Usually I just use 1 or 2 herbs when I'm casting my spells. I don't need these fancy preparations for that." So the Marshmallow Princess said, "I suppose you get this a lot, but do you see a beautiful princess who I'm going to marry in my future?" And pouring some tea for both of them, the Peppermint Witch laughed and said, "Well, that's not how it works, my dear. That's not how it works, but I can do something better. I might not be able to tell you what your future looks like, but perhaps I can tell you what you need to do to make the future that you want come true." And the Marshmallow Princess said, "Yes." And her eyes went wide open and said, "Yes, that's what I want more than anything. Tell me, how can I find a princess to date and finally marry one day who will cuddle me for hours every morning?" And the witch said, "Does she have to be a princess? Or would a farmer's daughter do?" And Marshmallow Princess said, "Any woman I date will be a princess." And the Peppermint Witch said, "Okay, I get it. Metaphorical princess for a literal princess, just checking." And so she looked into the crystal ball, and the clouds of magical vapor span and swirled. The Marshmallow Princess after a second, reminded herself to look away and waited as the peppermint witch went deep into a mystical trance.